Hello and welcome back to Love Tech Sarah production. This is going to be the 25 lessons that I learned in 25 years. And if you guys are watching, you know I have some notes. I just didn't want to miss anything. I have a lot of stuff here, 25 different points. But this is just the summary of some of the things that I've learned in 25 amazing years. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm excited about this one. The first one is confidence is all you've ever needed. So it's all you've ever needed to get everything that you want in life. I was just telling an absolutely wild story last night about, oh God, a situation. I don't even know how to explain this, but it's a lot of stories mixed into one. But it was my first night out in LA and I got this person's number, and the whole premise of it is being super bold, being super confident in your skin, being comfortable with the person that you are so that you can make bold moves. It also plays into how I was able to get into the Super Bowl. So for those of you that don't know, this past Super Bowl was in Miami, and I was there for podcasting stuff, not for the Super Bowl itself. It just happened to all kind of coincide on the same dates and times. And I ended up at the Super Bowl and somehow talked my way in. Now, that didn't even come from me just being a good talker or anything like that. That came from just being confident in the next move that you're making. So in all areas of your life, confidence is all you've ever needed. Number two, your friends will contribute so much to your life success, so choose wisely. So this means the amount of laughter that you have. This means the experiences that you have. This means the support and the loyalty and the honest, authentic relationship that you're looking for. All of these things are directly correlated with the people that you have in your life, the people in your inner circle, the people in your close comfort zone. So make sure that you make friends with people that you're excited to be, you're excited to hang out with, people that bring more laughter, more experiences into your life. Number three, boundaries will thin the herd for your benefit. So this is with friends, this is with boyfriends and girlfriends, this is with your career, this is what you're allowing into your life. Having boundaries, strong boundaries as to what you do and don't accept, will thin the herd in your benefit. You will get rid of the people in your life that just have no business being there. Number four, move towards things that bring you energy and life. So this is people, places, experiences. What are some of the things in the last year? And yes, I know we have COVID, we have Corona, we have this quarantine and all this craziness. But regardless of all of that, what are some of the things in the last year that have that have brought you energy, that have brought you happiness, that have brought you abundance? Pay attention to those things and make a conscious effort to bring more of those into your life. Number five, and this one's obviously super personal. Be there for people you love most on their best and worst days. This is a lesson that I learned from my mom. When I was growing up, my mom was super sick with a lot of things, but eventually with breast cancer. She got it twice, once when we were really, really young, and then obviously once in 2014, 2015, ended up taking her life. And that ended up taking her life. She didn't have to clarify that, sorry. But be there for people on their best and their worst days. Celebrate the big wins, celebrate the love, celebrate the connection, celebrate birthdays, celebrate Christmas, whatever. Be there on people's best day and also their worst day. I cannot tell you how much it meant to me to be there for my mom on her best and her worst days, but also I cannot tell you how much it meant for me to see the support system that I have, the love and the friendships that I had on my best days and my worst days. And it's one of those things that you can never get back. You can never redo those moments. So always be there for people on their best and their worst days. Number six, take risks on the journey to being your most authentic self. This is about you becoming unapologetically you. This is you living your truest life, your most authentic life for you. You have to take risks. You have to This is where you have to kind of go against the grain, go against the norm. You're not gonna agree with everything that your family does or that your friends do, and they're not gonna agree with the same things for you. You have to become your own individual person because this is your life. You cannot live it for anyone else. Number 7, deal with no shit. No disrespect, no lack of loyalty, no lack of honesty, no behind the back or lying shit, no lack of support. I cannot emphasize it enough. This is the most important. Tolerate zero lack of support. Your true friends will want to see you win. They will want to see you in your happiest, healthiest form. They want to see you win, and silence speaks for itself. Next page. God, my hair is making me hot right now. Next page, number 8. When you have no one to go with, go alone. Now, I moved to LA alone. I've done a lot of traveling alone. When I moved out here and knew no one, there were certain things that I really, really wanted to do. See places, explore things, travel, go sightseeing. I remember I went to a Drake concert and the Mac Miller benefit concert. Jeez. I went to both of those alone, and I am so glad and so grateful that I did, because they are experiences that I wanted to have. And just because I didn't know anyone else that also wanted to experience that doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. Doesn't mean I shouldn't go and do the things that I want to do. So I moved out to LA after having countless roommates drop out. My housing fell through literally as I got to LA after driving cross country. Literally everything that could have went wrong, but when you have something in your heart, when you have something that you know you have to do for yourself, when you have no one to do it with, just go alone. I promise you. Number 9, question everything, be curious. Number 10, if you do anything, become self-aware. Become self-aware of your strengths and your weaknesses, your needs, your wants for your life experiences, who you want to be, who you want to become. Really become self-aware of who you are as a person and how you think and how you operate and what a successful life looks like to you. Number 11, and I love this one because it's not what it seems at first, but explore your sexuality. Become self-expressive. Find the things in life that give you love and passion and make you happy. Explore all of your wants and needs in a sexual way, but also just in life. Life is a beautiful thing and it's meant to be experienced. Number 12, work out and move your body in a way that you want. So this is where everyone is vastly different. I personally like things that are super intense, like boxing and weightlifting and things of that nature. But then I also like things like yin yoga and going on walks and going for hikes. Find movement that feels good to you. I'm reading a book right now called, it's the Blue Zones. It's like the areas in which people thrive well into being a centenarian, which is like over 100 years old. And one of the things that they always talk about, if you don't follow their Instagram page, follow their Instagram page, it's amazing. One of the things that they always talk about is movement. In the healthiest areas of the world, they're constantly moving. They're going on a walk, they're going to get their groceries, they're doing things. So find movement in a way that suits you, in a way that makes you happy. 13, oh, I love this one. 13, your parents did their absolute very best with what they were given. This is a huge lesson that I've learned on all fronts, and I think everyone learns. It's important to forgive our parents regardless of the situation. It is important to appreciate the things that were brought to the table and to also acknowledge the things that weren't. It's part of your healing. But recognizing that your parents are human beings and they have a boatload of experiences and traumas and challenges and experiences that we don't even know about. So acknowledge that they did the best with what they were given. Number 14, everyone has a sad story. I promise you, if you start asking your friends and family about the things that are most painful to them, you will learn things. You will learn things that you would have never known. Everyone has a sad story. Everyone has a traumatic story. Everyone has a horrible, heart-wrenching story. So not only does everyone have one, but also talk about yours. Share with the people that you love most. It's important for people to know what made you the person you are today. Number 15, you are the common denominator in your life. So if anything is not going the way that you want it to, you are probably the reason. You are the number one reason. There's no one else in the world that you can blame more than yourself. And that is not discouraging, it is empowering, because if you want to make a change, you can make it happen. Number 16, manifestation is real. How you feel, you think. How you think, you feel. What you think, you create. What you feel, you create. However you see it to be true, it exists. So act as if manifestation is real and your thoughts become actions, or your actions become thoughts, however you interpret it, and allow that to guide you. Allow that to be a tool. Number 17, there are simply some people you will never get an apology from. I think this goes without saying. Everybody has someone that they think they deserve an apology from. It could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be an ex-boyfriend, an ex-girlfriend, whatever. And sometimes that's just the tough truth. You don't necessarily get an apology, but heal that within yourself. Heal within yourself what others could not provide. Be your own superhero in that sense. Number 18, what you admire most in others, you also possess. If there is someone that you are so in awe of, it's probably because you believe that you have some level of potential that is similar. You believe that you are just as great as someone else's. And sometimes it's so easy to see in others what we can't see in ourselves. So what you admire the most in others, you also possess. Number 19, you're more capable. Oh no, I'm sorry about that. I messed that up. You're capable of more, and you owe it to yourself to be more. We all have a lot of potential, and I think that sometimes we go about our day-to-day life thinking that eventually one day it'll just all work out. I'm a big believer that it won't. You have to do something, you have to act, you have to change, you have to become that version of yourself that you want to be. Your life isn't going to change unless you change. You're capable of more, and you owe it to yourself to live out that life that you're truly capable of. Number 20, it is true, you have to love yourself first. There is no, you know what I love? There's no one that will ever love you. There's no one that will ever understand you. There is no one that will ever experience more with you than yourself. You wake up with yourself, you go to sleep with yourself, you have every single meal with yourself, you have every single conversation with yourself and with others with yourself. You have to love yourself first. You're the person that you spend the most time with. You're the person that keeps you company. If you don't work on the relationship that you have with yourself, no one will, and no one will ever fill those gaps. You have to do it. 21, the world is a beautiful place if you allow it to be. Life can be hard, do not get me wrong. I have been there, we have all been there. Don't forget that life is an amazing gift, and it's crazy that we're even here able to experience this. Don't take it for granted and don't allow it to go by. The world is a beautiful place if you allow it to be. 22, kind of piggyback off of that. Life is about living, so live it. We only do this thing once. There's not necessarily any do-overs. There's no way to re-experience your 20s, your 30s, or your 60s, or whatever. Live your life to the fullest. Live your life in a way that makes you selfishly happy, and experience it while you can. Experience it while you're here. 23, give back at any capacity. Give back with your friends, give back with your family, give back to strangers, give back to organizations. Do your part in making the world a better place in any way that you can. 24, one area that you never ever want to settle in is relationships. Marry your best friend. And you guys know, because I talk about it on the podcast all of the time, relationships and your career are the two things you never want to settle on. You owe it to yourself to pick those two things wisely. Number 25, and this one's obviously my favorite because it has sentimental meaning. It's not what happens, it's how you deal with it. This is something that my mom ingrained in us as such a young age. We were literally kids. It's not what happens, it's how you deal with it. Life is gonna come at you. You are going to have horrible days, you are going to have great days, and you are gonna have a million days in between. The most important thing is to appreciate the good ones when they're there and to handle the bad ones with care. Do your absolute best to handle your bad ones in a way that is empowering, that is positive when you can be. It's not what happens, it's how you deal with it. Your perspective, your story, your identity, all of these things play a role in what an experience is to you. Do your absolute best at handling those things in the best way that you possibly can. I consider my life to be absolutely crazy. I feel like I had a crazy childhood, and I don't even really talk about it a lot, but a lot of things have gone on and I've had a lot of life experience, and the thing that has gotten me through these 25 years better than anything else is it's not what happens, it's how you deal with it. So thank you guys. And that is it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the well wishes and all the birthday wishes. I hope you guys enjoyed this 25 years, holy shit, 25 lessons that I've learned in 25 years. If you haven't, please subscribe and like and give it a comment. I would love to hear what is one thing that you guys learned in the last year. So it doesn't matter if you are on year 16 or year 60, what is the one thing that you've learned in this last year? Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.